Welcome to this little crash course for using Schoology Conferences. So go to your Schoology course and over on the left-hand navigation, click on Conferences. This takes you into the conference section where you have your active and your completed conferences. I will create a new conference and give it a title and click Create. Now all I need to do to start it is click Start Conference, and I will enter my conference. Now when I do that, it'll prompt me for how I want to join. I'm going to test my audio because usually you want to do microphone so you can talk. You'll have to allow your microphone. And then it'll ask you for an echo test. So you talk. When you hear it, you click yes. And that starts your conference. Now over here, you can see I'm in the conference and nobody else. But once I'm in, my students just go to Conferences in Schoology and they click on the conference title and then they will be in. So here you can see student 1 has just joined the conference. And that student would do the same thing with their audio that I did. They'd test it and they'd enter. Now they can go in and they can mute themselves by clicking on their name and clicking mute. And then when they do, you'll see the little red mute button. I would recommend you have the students mute. This can be collapsed if you just click on public chat. That is a little chat area. So over here, you can put a question in here and hit enter. And it goes in the chat, and then students on the other side can post an answer. And it's just a running script of the chat. You do have a shared notes section too, where both you and any of the students can put their notes. You'll have to decide how useful that is, but then you can collapse that as well. This is your main teaching area right in the middle. Just going to hide this for now. You can turn your mute on and off. If you're joining versus a phone, you can turn it off there. And then I can turn on my webcam. I'd have to allow that. And then it's going to preview it. And then I can start sharing. And that will put your face up here on the screen. And your students have the option to do that as well. So you can decide if you want them to join with a picture or not. This is your work area in the middle. And it's actually a whiteboard. So if I come down here and click a new slide, like slide 2, I have a freed up whiteboard. And I can even go full screen with it. And now there's a place where I can come over here to the hand, choose a tool, probably the pencil is a good one. And then I can write on here. So this is great for math teachers. And if you want to do this on an iPad, I'd suggest logging in with Safari and just opening up Schoology and isd728.schoology.com, and then you will have this full functionality. Now, a really cool piece, other than you can change your width, you can choose different tools, you can choose different colors, you even have an undo here. You can click this button. Now, this allows student participation. So the student can go in here and they can contribute. So that's really a neat feature, and then you can take that back away from them. I can click down here or hit escape and I'm back out of the full screen mode. So that's a really nice tool. You also have some tools down here in the corner. If I click the little plus button, I can start a quick little poll. So I can say, is 1 + 1 2? And I can just publish, put that out there. And then the students get a little pop-up down in the corner of their screen where they can type an answer. And as soon as they type an answer, it pops up here. And when all the results are in, I can publish the poll and then everybody sees the results right down here. So some really neat interactivity. And you can see there's all kinds of different poll options. You actually just say the question and then they click the answer, or you can do a custom poll. Like, where do you think you're at? Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can put your answer in there. Some other options down here, you can click this little plus, and not only can you do a poll, you can upload a presentation. Now, if I want to do a presentation, the best way would be to open like a Google slideshow, and you're going to want to download that as a PDF. PDFs will work the best. The formatting will be kept the same. And then you will go back to your Schoology conference. It's going to be called Big Blue Button. And then I can come down here and I can upload a presentation. And if I downloaded it there, notice it's still on my little tray down here. I can just drag it up into there. I can upload it, and as simple as that, I can get my presentation in where I can share it with students. There it is. And now the nice thing is it functions just like a slideshow would function. If I want that to be bigger on the screen, I can maximize it just like I did with the whiteboard. And then we can talk about whatever the content is. Same thing here. I can release this and students could annotate on it, or I can annotate on my own. So some really nice functionality there. It's great if you have like worksheets that are in PDF from a textbook or something like that that you want to display. If I come back down here, another option I have is to share a video. So let's say there's a video I want to share with my students. I would just get the URL and post it in there. So if I go to YouTube and I'll click on share and just grab the link here, copy that, go back to blue button, paste it into conferences and share video. The video plays right in the window and the students see it in real time as well. I can maximize it if I want so they see it bigger, but it's a really nice way to simulate a live class. Now another option that you have, well, when you click back down here again, you can stop sharing the video. Another option you have is to share your screen. So let's say there's something you want to show that is a website or something like that. You can click on share screen. It'll ask you what you want to share. Click it. And then my screen will appear on here. Now this looks a little funky because I'm showing a screen within a screen, but I could open up another document and you're basically just seeing my screen on the student screen. So that's a really nice functionality, and then I can stop sharing my screen. So now there may be times where you want your student to share their screen, and if that's the case, you'd click on their name and then you would make them a presenter. And when you make them a presenter, their screen will show up in this window. So they're going to click that same share screen button that you had as the teacher, and then they will choose their screen, and when they share, then you will see their screen. You can see it's loading there, and now they can navigate and show you what they want to show you as well. So there you go. It's a nice way to have students share with other students. You can also click on here and you can remove a user or you can start a private chat. So private chats are kind of nice if you just want to talk to somebody individually. So you might be asking, how do I get the presenter back for myself? You can either click on your name up here and you can take the presenter back, or you can come down here to the plus and take presenter back that way. So pretty easy to take control again. Now students have, when they click on their name, they can set their status kind of like this. And it's kind of neat because they can raise their hand, they can say they're away from their computer, you can ask them how they're feeling about something and they could give you a poll here. They're happy, they can applaud others, they can give you a thumbs up or thumbs down. So a really nice quick way. So as a student here, I will just click on status and I'll say I'm confused. And then you can see the confused hand appears over there. And they could raise their hand. You see a little hand over here. So it's really nice for communicating within. And then at status, you can set your own status as a teacher, or you can come to the student and you can clear their status if you wish to do so. Now, one really important piece that I didn't share at the beginning that you'd probably do almost first thing is you can start a recording. So you basically say, yep, I want to record this session. And now the session is being recorded and stored in Schoology Conferences automatically. The recordings last for 7 days. So if you need more than that, you might have to do what I'm doing. I'm using Loom to record my entire screen as I'm presenting, and then I'll just have a link to the recording that way. So you have a couple different options, but if you only need it for 7 days, just use the built-in one. It's really slick. Now, a powerful piece of Conferences is this little gear over here. If I click that, so I can clear all my status icons at once. I can mute all the users. If it's kind of chattery and there's all kinds of background noise, I can do that. I could mute everybody except for the presenter. So like if I give the presenter status to somebody that they would not be muted, but everybody else will. And I can do some other things, but the one that I really like is create breakout rooms. It's kind of like small groups in a virtual session. When I click that, all the students will show up here, and then I can click them and I can move them into a room. Now I could do more rooms, up to 8, and I can put a duration on it so it'll automatically put them in the rooms for that amount of time and then pull them back when I'm done. I could even randomly assign them or let students choose their own breakout rooms, and then I'd click create. Very nice functionality, and it simulates a regular classroom. So when you're done with your session, you can just come up to the top right, click on the 3 little dots, and you can end the meeting. Yes, I want to end it. And then I can go back to Schoology, and I could end the conference right here. So when I end it, where does it go? It goes into completed. And this is where students would find it as well. And notice that the recording for this conference is still processing, but the one from Friday is there. The students could just click on that and it will play the conference. As simple as that. And after 7 days, these will disappear and no longer be available for the students. So that's a quick rundown of Schoology Conferences. I hope you find that a meaningful and effective tool to facilitate distance learning. Good luck, and reach out to your digital learning specialist if you have any questions.